What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D and dual commentary. Let me take this off. Alright, we have Shikact 1224 versus Gary 90 can't be free. 1435. Oh man, I remember Gary 90. Used to play Infernity. He was a big Infernity fan. Alright, so looks like we have the Majespecters versus, I don't know, what do you call this? I don't know. All I know is he had anti-spell fragrance on the board, and I was like, I gotta record this based on that alone. But it looks like some type of artifact build. Looks like he used artifact ignition on his Bagaltech, which I assume will get him Morale Tech. Morale Tech does not target, so he can totally blow that up. Now, if Shikact can't MST this, he will not be pendulum summoning this entire game, so he's not gonna have a very good time. Oh, okay, he didn't go for Morale Tech. Interesting. I thought Morale Tech would have been like a shoo-in, because it would have blown this up, and that would have been easy. Now, you have to keep in mind, if he has any quick plays here, he cannot use them. That is something everyone constantly misplays with. They'll set MST and they try and MST it, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. It's not for a turn. It's until it comes back to your turn all the time. Activates Majespecter Tornado. See, this is why he should have just made Morale Attack. He could have just attacked over that. Okay, guess he has Deneb. Alright, it's Tower Knights. This makes a lot more sense now. I'm like, I think that this works best in Stellar Knights, but alright, so he is playing Stellar Knights. He searches himself on Unu instead of, searches Unu instead of, Altier, which is interesting to say the least. So yeah, I thought he would have been a shoo-in to go Morale Attack and just pop the monster and attack directly. Maybe even Ixie into another card, I don't know, just to protect this from Mystical Space Typhoon down the line. But Majespecters aren't really world beaters, so like a Deneb's actually pretty big against that deck, and Unu's really big against that deck. Let alone if you've got a Regal on board. And both of these decks play counter traps, so when someone activates a counter trap, that might not be the end of it. These are counter trap decks. Oh, he's got a Draco Slayer. Okay, let's see, he's got a Draco Slayer. I totally forgot what this guy's effect even is on the field. Okay, it has to be Draco Slayer monsters if you Exceed or you Synchro. Down goes Deneb, and he sets a card in his field spell zone. For what reason, I don't know. Alright. Now here's the problem with not getting that Altier, because now you totally can't kill Draco Slayer. With Unu can't do it. But, with Altier, you'd have been able to, Exceed and still keep the train going. Man, the price of this card just keeps going up and up and up. Alright, so it looks like he's getting his Yada, little Yada Gurisu. And it's crazy, it took so long for there to get, what's it called? It took so long for them to make another Yada card. And now Shikact is just gaining advantage over what to me seems like two obvious misplays by, yeah, it seems like two obvious misplays. So he activates his copy of, the Pegasus. And I assume he'll use the effect. Remember, this was set last turn, so he can actually activate it with anti-spell fragrance. Again, he can't pendulum summon, but he can still get all his searches though, and he could Exceed summon too, because he's got 2 level 4 monsters. Nope, looks like he's gonna activate Double Cyclone instead, using Double Cyclone on RIP Tempest. Or excuse me, RIP to Majespecter Pegasus, and then he's gonna chain his he's chaining Sanctum, and then Morale Tech's gonna blow up Draco Slayer. Huh, I guess he had it planned the entire time. Calculated, guys, calculated. So this was a complete change of Now Shikact has he gave up his entire field, basically lost his entire field. He lost his field spell, lost both of his monsters. He's setting a card in the Cyclone that he probably can't use because he doesn't have any Majespecters. Maybe he has a way of summoning it back during his opponent's turn from the Pendulum Zone. I wouldn't know of a way, but, I guess. What's it called? I think he ended his turn and then tried to set a card. Yeah, I think he may have ended the. I mean, it's not that big of a deal though. It's not like that card can be used if it is the Majespecter Cyclone, but again, it could be anything. So, oh my goodness, not the what's it called? Not the admin call. Not the admin call. Now see, that's really important. You guys might think, well, what's the big deal? It's, if you have anti-spell fragrance and your opponent forgets to set a spell, essentially they have to wait 2 more turns to use that spell. It's actually pretty huge. It's actually really, really huge if you forget to set a spell, because you have to wait 2 turns for it to come back to you and for you to be able to use that spell. Assuming you don't have like Break of the Magical Warrior or, you know, Dust Tornado, some way of getting rid of anti-spell fragrance. Because even if you top MST, you can't actually use it during your opponent's turn. People, when I played Tellarknights at the regional in Virginia, people did that to me at least twice. And, they would try and MST me during their turn. And I was like, you can't do that. And then I would just Trevor them. I'd be like, oh, okay. So now that I know you have MST, I'm just going to Trevor you. So it was really cool. People would try and they would set MST, and then during my turn, they would try and MST me, and I'd be like, you can't do that. And they'd be like, what? Or they would try and Book of Moon me. I'd be like, you can't do that. And I'm like, read my card. I'd be like, it says until your next turn, not, you know, set for a turn. So when they did that, then I'd be like, okay, well, since I know what your card is, I'm just going to Trevor you, and now you have to wait 2 more turns to do your shit. So yeah, I would just Trevor them, and they'd have to wait 2 more turns. And I believe the same thing is about to happen to Shikak right here, where you have to wait 2 turns essentially. If he wants to use that Majespecter Cyclone, he's going to have to wait a couple of turns, because he'll have to set it, then he'll have to wait for it to come, he'll have to wait for Gary 90's turn, and then he'll have to wait for the turn after that, his turn, and then he'll be able to use the card. So it's actually a really big deal. Alright, so it looks like he's going to take potentially 3,500 in battle phase. Indeed. Is my math wrong? I think that's 3,500. I think you forgot to take the extra 1,000. Again, I'm not a math wizard, so I believe that it's 3,500, and these two apparently do not like each other. The trash talk in this chat is real. Yeah, he needs to take an additional 1,000 damage. It's 3,500. 21 from this, plus 14 from that. There you go. There's the extra 1,000. The question is, do you exceed? If you exceed and you go into Darundel, you could pretty much lock him out of playing like completely. Because then even if he had an MST, you could protect you could make his MST, well, no, I think he gets to choose, right? Yeah, I think your opponent chooses, so then maybe not so. But you could take out a monster effect, or a trap effect, which is pretty cool. Or you could make him shuffle his hand, that'd be kind of cool too. So, nope, he's going for Pallades. Oh, and he's smacked upside the head with a solemn warning. Alright. And then there's the Altier summon, okay. Now, it's good that the Altier wasn't hit. I'd rather honestly have the Pallades hit with a warning than Altier, because Altier provides more advantage on its own. It's a real shame that he doesn't have like Vega in his hand, or he didn't have Vega in the graveyard. He could just go Trevor and win. He just Trevor his shit back and GG no re, you know? Alright. For a second I'm like, wait, how did you go into Trevor? I'm like, what the fudge? He's gonna equip Trevor onto it. He might even go into another Pallades. Yeah, he might go into another Pallades. Which one is that? Is that like Majespecter's Mosquito or something? Nope, that's Majespecter Kitty. Alright, so the Majespecter Cat is summoned, and he's just gonna set a bunch of cards. He's gonna search. Alright, search a Majespecter Raccoon. Why does he look so sad? I don't understand why he looks so sad. The Majespecter Raccoon. They all just look, what's it called? They all just don't look super happy. Alright, so he tries to activate the effect of summoning. And now the thing is, didn't he know that he had Tempest there? So I kind of wonder why he did that. I guess it's not that big of a deal, because Gary 90 does have another like Altier in his hand, so he can just go Altier, you know, keep going on and on and on until his opponent runs out of resources. But I wonder about that. Alright, so he's gonna go back to the Altier well, continue on with that train. We know that he's already down his warning, and his Tempest is gone too. He still has that Majespecter Cyclone, but You know, if a Trevor comes down, that thing gets reset and everything pretty much just starts all over again. Can't kill him though, because again, well, 17 plus 800 is, wait, no, that's 25. That's exactly game. If he attacks directly and then he cowboys him, that's exactly game. So, question is, does he run cowboy and will this attack go through? Because again, one of the cards is obviously not gonna, what's it called? One of the cards is definitely not gonna be used on cowboy, and that's Majespecter Cyclone. Alright, so, all of this summoning is just, you know, just continuing on the Satellarfacts train. He's clicking on Anti-Spell Fragrance. I'm not sure how that has anything to do with this situation. Spells that are set can't be used right now. At least these two can't be. If this is a spell, it can be used. These two cannot be used because he just set, well, I think it's this one. And yeah, these two can't be used because he just set those. This one can be used if it's a trap. Alright. A turn never passed. Then use my Cyclone. Okay, I have no idea what they're talking about. It says, noob, don't talk to me. Thanks. Oh my goodness. The salt levels and the anger levels are very high in this match. Alright, I think he's gonna go for the cowboy play that I just talked about 2 minutes ago. If it was that blatantly obvious to me, then it is clearly that blatantly, or not. Or no, or maybe he doesn't play cowboy. Maybe he's not gonna go into cowboy. So, okay. Not running cowboy, apparently, you know, you could just win, but winning is too good, guys. Who needs to win when you can just not win? You know what I mean? Like, winning is overrated. What you want to do is draw cards, because that's not overrated. So, he makes Dp-Ygo Emerald. Because cowboy apparently is not, I mean, not enough space for cowboy. You have to run 2 Ptolemaios. Because cowboy is not that important. Nobody needs to win. And draw another card. He still has, like, I mean, easy hand advantage, obviously. Set a couple of more cards in his back row. I don't even know if he's running Nova, because we haven't seen it. And even if he is, it's dead right now anyways, because he doesn't have any, what's it called? He doesn't have any, it's not like he has any Talonites. I just think if Majespecters can't pendulum summon, I think they just get wrecked. Because now basically you're just a normal summon deck. You're like, you know, Cleaford. Basically, you're just a normal summon deck with a whole bunch of little ass monsters. Even if this card searches, if you use your, what's it called? Oh no! He's got a mistake. Oh my goodness. And it doesn't matter if he tributes that, it's not gonna make any difference. Mistake is just saying no. The floodgates are real right now. This is when you throw Trevor now. You put everything back in their hand. Oh, so he had the Mystical Space Typhoon. But now he can't use it against, Anti-Spell Fragrance though. Okay. He really wanted that raccoon though. I don't get this, cause if he uses the I don't get this, cause obviously Altier can just kill him next turn. So, Alright, looks like he's just gonna activate Dp-Ygo Emerald. And what's he gonna go for? Putting Morale Attack back in? I agree with that. You always want to be able to use your Morale Attack. Putting Artifacts back in. And Ptolemaios, of course. So he's already gotten 2 drawn cards off of the Dp-Ygo Emerald. I mean, he can't afford to tribute because he knows he'll just summon Altier and attack. But if he doesn't, then he'll just keep taking direct attacks. He'll be at 600 light points. He's going to use the Majespecter Tempest. Okay. I expect an Altier to come down now. Sure enough. This all could have been, what's it called? This all could have been avoided by playing Cowboy, to be honest. Like, I mean, he could still just do the Cowboy play. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, if you're playing a rank 4 base deck, even if it can make rank 5s because you run artifacts, like, make room for a Cowboy, please. I'm pretty sure that there's one card in your extra deck that you don't use a lot, but having that Cowboy just means that you don't have to go 3 more turns into a duel where you might potentially lose instead of just going in the Cowboy. Once again, he's going back to Ptolemaios. The cool thing about Ptolemaios is you can use Nova with it. And then he's going to put a Trevor under it. Okay, I think he did that in the reverse order that he was supposed to. If you could go Ptolemaios and the Trevor, that would be... I never would have ever stopped playing Tellarknights, not for a second. Tellarknights they probably would have been the best deck for a long time because they just would have done that play over and over. You'd have been able to make Trevor off one, what's it called? Okay, he's gonna finally MST that, he's finally gonna MST the anti-spell fragrance. Oh my god, another one. Get out of here. I gotta see what the chest. The troll is real. I was gonna say, I think it's a little too late for you to really be trying to get rid of anti-spell fragrance. Like, the damage is already done. You can clearly see the difference in a Majespecter deck that can't pendulum summon. Do you see how slow this deck appears to be? This shit is, I mean, this is a really slow deck right now. He hasn't exceed summoned. He hasn't special summoned the entire game. The deck is incredibly slow right now. And if you can't really, what's it called? All right, he's putting even more materials under this thing. Looks like he's going to detach. All right, well, no, maybe not. He put a Deltaros under there. Considering he uses Ptolemaeus so much, I wouldn't be surprised if he even decided to run 2 Dagger Storm rolls. Alright, so he's detaching. Whatever he summons is going to have a lot of materials. Goes into Pallades. I assume he's going to bounce probably, okay, the back row. And probably just attack at this point. Bounces the other back row. Alright, Tempest is played, but this is GG. We know that he has another Altair in his hand. All he needs to do, unless he plays Damage Juggler and he has it, he needs to do nothing else but just simply attack him for game with the Deneb. Again, no need to run Cowboy because winning is overrated, guys. You need to extend the duel 3 more turns. Alright, that's GG. We're going into game 3. Man, Pallades has gotten really cheap, despite the fact that it's easier to summon now than ever. That's quite the opposite of what I expected. I did not expect the deck to get cheaper. Now, I wonder if Majespecters will want to go first or second. A lot of decks in this format, I would think Majespecters want to go first against Tower Knights. If you know your opponent's playing Anti-Spell Fragrance and Mistake, like, I wouldn't risk, that's 6 cards that basically just shit on you. So, I wouldn't want to, what's it called? I wouldn't want to risk it. And you can't if you think, oh, I've got Archfiend Eccentric. Well, if they get Anti-Spell Fragrance, you can't play Pendulum. So, Archfiend Eccentric will not be able to pop that card. So, like, personally, I wouldn't risk it. I would just take the neg and I would just go first. Hopefully you draw one of your Majespecters and you're able to plus anyway. So I think Majespecters have no problems going first. The question is, how do they deal with a Deneb? Cause not like they have a lot of effect negation. They have a lot of summon negation and banishing and removal, but not really effect negation. Alright, so I guess they're doing a little chatting between duels. Let's look at speaking of chatting, let's look at the chat and see what happens here. I wonder if this is the same, this has to be the same Gary that has been banned, I guess multiple times on Dueling Network. Maybe not, cause you would think that an IP ban would happen, but you can change your IP address. So, I don't really know if this is the same guy or not. All I know is when I used to play Boojins a lot, he used to play Infernity, and he was like one of the highest rated players on Dueling Network. I was one of the highest rated players too, so that's why we used to run into each other a lot. And I remember even when I used to open with a lot of back row, it was still really hard to beat him, because I used to have to have like constantly like Black Horn of Heavens and Max. Anytime I had Max C against him, I was good, but if I didn't, I'd have to have like Black Horn of Heaven and shit, because that's when Infernity used to always, like, they used to just constantly try and exciton you all over and over and over and over again until it finally worked. Alright, so Majespecter Cat is used. That one adds during the end phase, but it doesn't give you any immediate advantage. So, I mean, I guess that guy gives you your Coon, and then Coon just kind of like sets you up for some big plays. No Pendulum Summon, no even setting of scales. Alright, that'll get him his Majespecter Coon. Still setting at $43, huh? At a lowest on TCG Player. Alright. And passes to Gary 90. What's Gary 90 gonna do? Thunder King Ryo is summoned. Just a legitimate card right there. Built-in Mistake. So he might not even actually need the Mistake. Storming Mirror Force is played. I don't love that as an answer, to be honest. Cause it does not technically deal with the problem. I guess it depends on Gary's back row. If his back row is strong, then yeah, I really, really don't love that. Like if he sets like 4 back row, then I don't know. You know what I mean? Now granted, you can't really mirror force the Majespecters, but you know, you have to do a whole lot during, what's it called? Roll Up the Kree is played. I don't actually know how good that is against this deck, to be honest, cause he's shown us double cyclone, he's shown us, wait, hold on. Going back into Duel 1, did I say that he should have used Murmillo? I mean, that he should have used Artifact, what's it called? Morale Tech to blow up them up. They can't be destroyed by card effects. My bad. Oh my god. It just dawned on me. It totally just dawned on me. Oh, setting the skills. Okay, I guess they are all traps. Now, I was thinking maybe he would have an Artifact, Ignition or a double cyclone. Cause that would totally ruin somebody's day. Mainly if you just blew up Draco Slayer. Okay, but looks like he doesn't. So the pendulum summoning is real. Royal Decree is also on the field, locking things down. Majespecter Tempest is really good with Royal Decree, Kappa. And looks like he might be going into his extra deck. I don't know what an extra deck really is good here. But he needs to crack those scales, or he needs to get rid of that Royal Decree ASAP. I don't think that he's playing Vega, which would be the main way that you'd want to do it. Just Vega, Deneb, Castel. Like that would be the best way, basically. Maybe he shouldn't have attacked. Because if he didn't attack, like a lot of this, I mean, the searching of Draco obviously wouldn't have happened. The searching of Raccoon wouldn't have happened either. So it would have put Shakak in a tight spot. Even if he still could actually pendulum summon. You know, but then again, still locking out back row is still really good. Okay, so let's see what he's looking at his extra. He can make a rank 4. Excuse me, no he can't. He can make a rank 3. How many good rank 3s are there in this deck? If you're not gonna go, you're not gonna go Ghost Trick a la carte, cause like, you end up hitting a morale attack and you get fucked. You lose your Royal Decree, or you lose your Pendulum Scale and you get wrecked. So, I don't think that that's viable. What's he gonna go for? No, he's going for Nightmare Shark. I guess just because it's bigger than Ryo? Is that why he's going for it? I'm thinking he's going for it just because it's bigger than Ryo and nothing else. Alright. Also, you could hit a Sanctum. That would be, well, no, you can't hit a Sanctum because you could chain. Alright, sets 2, ends turn. What is going to be the counterplay? Gary has a bunch of different problems that he has to deal with here. First he needs to crack the scale, then he needs to, first he needs to deal with Decree, then he needs to crack the scale. Now, maybe the first thing he wants to do is try and run over the, what's it called? Yeah, maybe the first thing is run over this, so that he can't use his back row card. He could have the Majespecter Cyclone. Okay, nope, looks like he doesn't. Gary sets another card in his back row. Not sure if, I'm not sure how many are artifacts, how many are traps, or what. But right now, neither player is going to be using any traps, unless they just want them to go to the graveyard for no reason at all. Okay, play goes back to Shakak, who I assume should Pendulum Summon sometime soon. Actually, why even pendulums? Just attack. Summons Denko Sekka. Wow. You're just saying, what's it called? Okay. And Ignition is played. Now he does have a, what's it called? He does have a face-up speller trap, so Denko Sekka's effect is not online. Denko Sekka is, oh my god, this could be the ultimate comeback. This could be, for a second I thought, hold on. No. He can use, what's it called? Denko has to be, what's it called? No, you can't. Oh my god, we've been over this. You can ignition if it's your own card. Yeah. Believe me, I've been over this ruling a lot. You can ignition if it's your own card. Yes, you can. Even if your spell and trap zone has failed. We had to go over this multiple times. You can't ignition this ruling doesn't make any sense, by the way, either. You can't ignition if your back row is clogged, your opponent's card, but apparently you can ignition your own card. This still is getting intense. Denko is not online, the effect is. So right now Denko is nothing more than a beater. It might be time to pendulum summon here, cause the searching of cards is not really doing anything. He maybe wanted to use this combo for, you know, blowing up the decree or blowing up the skills, but he just settles on blowing up the monster. And wow, you'd like to think that if he can bounce this, I don't know how many of these are, again, traps, but this duel has been turned on its head, because he can go for a rank 5 XC, he can go for a Pallades, he can go for a Volcasaurus into a Gaia would do a ton of damage, by the way, too. But then, I don't know, maybe just attacking with all your monsters might do even more. I'm not going to do all the math. Alright, so he's going to pin one. Okay, what's he going to pendulum summon? Maybe he's going for his hand. Nope. Okay, so he's going to pin. Maybe he's going to go for a rank 4. Rank 4 is not going to do anything. He'll obviously just... Why is he searching with Thunder King Ryo on board? Alright, the cheats are real. The cheats are real. Is Thunder King Ryo not face up on the field? The cheats. Oh my god! Gary doesn't even say anything. What are you serious? Thunder King is on the field. They are just the fails. So he lets him search under Thunder King Ryo. Let's just see if, the entire chat has noticed. Yeah, they are so, oh my goodness, guys. Alright, so I was thinking if he exceeds, obviously that's not gonna happen. Maybe I might tell him after this duel. Clearly Thunder King Ryo is on. If there's 170 freaking people watching, how are you gonna search under a Thunder King? Oh my goodness. Gary 90 is so stupid. Alright, looks like he finally realized it. I'm like, bro, don't even summon Ryo if you're gonna forget it's a fact. Alright, so that goes back. The reason I'm saying that this isn't really good, because if he tries to exceed, clearly he's just gonna use Ryo's effect and be like, no dog, that's not gonna happen. Goes into Ptolemaeus, and I would launch my Ryo, and that's what he does. Ryo is launched, she loses all those cards. He doesn't have any pendulums in his extra deck either. Has to go to the end phase. And wonder what he has. I mean, and the thing is, Gary still obviously has a rank 5 play available. You know what wouldn't be bad here? Maybe is Zemayo. Is there a rank 5 that blows face up cards? I don't know. Summons Altier with no other Teller Knights. Gary's trying to get it in. He's like, dude, I smell blood in the water. I'm just trying to get some battle damage in. And does a huge chunk of battle damage. That must have been 5,600. I'm just subtracting from 8,000. And goes into Pallades. Okay. It's gonna bounce roll to Kree. That's a weird choice. I would have thought that maybe even bouncing his own Deneb might have been an option there. Or excuse me, his own Altier might have been an option there. Oh, goes for Call to Haunted. Okay. Goes for Call to Haunted. And goes for the Thunder King Ryo. Oh my goodness. He really wants to lock him out even more. Plays Vanity's Emptiness, although he has now locked himself out of special summoning. And that doesn't even solve the problem, as it just dawned on me, he can just bounce the Call to Haunted back to his hand. This is such a crazy duel. That does not actually solve the problem. Now if he's able to kill the Pallades, he could just bounce that Call to Haunted back to his hand. So, I'm not sure that Vanities really solves the problem at all. Because if you can't special, you can't pendulum summon. So now your skills are essentially useless. Although I guess he can search or something. I don't know. Looks like he's gonna play Alpha Nova. Okay. He really didn't. I would have let that Vanities slide, man. I'd have been like, yeah, you go ahead and you get your Vanities. I'm just gonna save my Alpha Nova for the next card that you do. But I guess he felt like it's not necessary. And if Thunder King Ryo does tribute itself, Call to Haunted will not leave the field. And he will be able to use, he will still be able to bounce that Call to Haunted in his hand for another effect. But decides to use Nova Alpha and launch a card. I think that it was just better with him keeping let your opponent have the van. What are they gonna do? Like, you can't pendulum summon. Oh my god, he's so bad. He keeps trying to search under Thunder King Ryo. Oh my, and you guys tell me that I don't read cards. Did he or did he not just search under Ryo again? Oh my god, this is not, I feel like this is almost low rated duels. I'm not gonna be critical because I make mistakes all the time, but it's amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure why he did that. You cannot search under Thunder King Ryo. That's the second time he's blatantly tried to do it. You can't go back and not activate your effect though. So, what's it called? And if you do add one, you should still be able to activate Draco Slayer's effect. You just shouldn't be able to resolve it. You shouldn't be able to, what's it called, to add the rest of it. And once per turn, if you have a card in the other pendulum zone, you can destroy that card, and if you do, add one. Actually, I guess no, I think they're part of the same, they're part of the same effect. So I don't think you can do one without the other. Alright, I guess he's gonna pendulum summon one. It had better be a big ass monster. I don't know if Majespecter Kun's gonna get the job done. Cause once again, this monster cannot add cards. Looks like he's gonna launch Ryo. I didn't see. Okay, I didn't think that was that necessary, but whatever. So he's launching Thunder King Ryo. Well, actually, no, that's a good play. Cause you can launch the Thunder King Ryo. You can put pressure on your opponent, potentially attack for game with the Pallades. If the attack is countered with a Storming Mirror Force or something, then you could obviously chain the Pallades, get your call to Haunted back. So it looks like he had mistake anyway. So I guess there was just no way Shikak was going to, he just wasn't going to search the entire game, apparently, because Thunder King Ryo was on the board, or if it wasn't Ryo, it was mistake. And I still kind of question the role of the Kree in a deck that searches traps, but I guess it searches quick plays too. But whew, that was a doozy. Thank you guys for watching as always.